leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stems, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, he's chasing the bill, the trick of the lips, play ball, play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Stays Live.
We're not on.
Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Stays Live. Here at Strong Island TV and Facebook Live. Sponsored by MCM Duck Cleaning and LifeVac. I am back in the studio after being here, not being here last week. You weren't here last week.
Haven't been here in a while.
I watched the show.
Back.
We missed you, Frank.
Thank you, Pat.
John, I wish I could say the same about.
I actually watched the show driving in my car.
Oh, good. That's always safe.
Yes.
Don't text and drive. Just watch the show and drive.
You guys did a good job last week.
Thank you.
You did a good job last week. Steve Oliva's here tonight, also on the off mic.
Hi.
Hi.
And
Sorry, I was watching some of my movie clips.
and even better, Patty G has no mic tonight. So
And we keep it that way. I think it's much better.
John Santa was benched. He's benched. He's home, and so we're back. So we got a few things. We have two guests tonight. Two really good guests. We have Josbeth, who is an old friend of mine. Not too old. I'm the old one. She's an old friend of mine.
Say she's old.
She is a nurse, works in an emergency room, has an interesting background and story, and she is going to talk by herself for 45 minutes straight. And go, Joseph.
I'm ready.
I have a feeling she's
And who's our other guest?
And our other guest is not as attractive, but still handsome, Vincent Williams. He is a film producer.
Isn't he the guy that was supposed to be on last week?
He was the. He's not going to let it go, Vincent. He's not going to let it go.
He's been driving for a week.
Yeah. Patty had a problem filling in the time with talking.
Vincent's a film producer, right?
Vincent is a film producer, but more
Vincent,
importantly,
What's a bazooka?
it's that instrument that goes, isn't it? Producer. Oh, we got bring up MCM Duck Cleaning, our main sponsor. Bring that picture up there. Let's bring Matt right up there.
So professional.
It actually looks like Patty G standing next to the truck.
We'll do his commercial later, but MCM Duck Cleaning. If you need ducks cleaned, this is the man. Right? Am I right?
Matt's
good
a great
man.
guy. Matt's a great guy.
Good supporter of Laughter Saves Lives Foundation.
And like I always
very
say,
important
it's
to
very important to clean your ducks.
It does, because the stuff that gets in there.
And Josbeth will tell you she's a nurse.
Yeah, I got all my ducks in order.
All your ducks are in a row, and they're clean.
And she's a part-time comedian too.
Right.
It's 5 minutes into the show and she's already funnier than us.
Right.
This is not going to work.
By the way, John,
Yeah.
can you tell Vincent I just taped my headshot to his windshield?
Well, I don't think Vincent will be putting me in any of his movies, but
No, not after
I would
tonight.
love to be in it, but
Everybody needs
if he ever gets here, Vincent.
All right,
It's a
our
movie
first
about a
guest is
pizzeria.
Josbeth, though, here. Forget about Vincent for a
If he
second.
does a movie about a gas station or a pizzeria,
Frankie,
you're in.
tell
Yes.
them about your play quick. Keep it tight here because we have two guests. Tell us about your play.
Well, real quick, it went very well.
I didn't mean
It
that
was-
as an insult. I mean
No,
just,
I know. It was,
Plus, I want
four
to
sold
talk
out
about
shows.
myself a lot. Good.
It was 4 sold out shows. It was The French Waitress and other plays. It was as they call it, vignettes. They were short,
nice.
5-10 minute plays, and I was in The French Waitress, and what a great cast, what a great crew of
They
people.
look like a great cast.
They really were. Everybody is so talented.
He always
and,
takes pictures with
and-
only the attractive women.
Well, I don't blame him. I would be acting too in that thing.
So it was really good, and it was held at the Actors Workshop, which is the acting school. It's a small black box theater in Levittown. So, so if you're interested in acting lessons, also as well, I attend the school, so I would recommend
great
that.
school.
Chris Cardona is the owner and the head instructor, and he's fantastic.
Look like
I'm glad you had a
I
good
saw your
experience.
Facebook Lives. Look like you were having fun.
We really
you
were.
had a good
But Pat, I
experience.
got to say that
I
you were the
witnessed it.
influence behind the Facebook Live, because you're always doing Facebook Lives, and I'm not really a video guy, but
But it's good to see behind the scenes.
Yeah,
it was
no,
nice. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was
It looked
there.
like you had a
I'll tell
good
you, it
time.
was like watching a young.
Oh, you went to see him, Steve.
It was
yes,
like
I wanna thank
watching a
Steve.
young
Frankenstein?
James Gandolfini. And then I saw Frank, and I said, "This guy's really good, also." No, but Frank was excellent. Really funny vignette you
Yes.
had with your scene partner.
It was.
And
That was
great. It's a
Christina.
great school.
Christina, she's very talented. and she's fantastic.
Good. I'm glad you had a good experience.
Excellent chemistry.
Steve, you bit the
tell his
bullet.
wife that.
You bit the bullet the other night. You did a Laughter Saves Live show up in Wappinger Falls. Pat and I didn't go because we had to do another show in a very nice little venue with people feeding us and.
Right. You guys
and we
drove 10 minutes away.
Glen
And
Cove
got,
PTA show was really good.
you guys drove 10 minutes away and got fed. I paid $40,000 in tolls and ate a burrito from AM/PM.
Right.
And how was the show in a nutshell?
But the show was terrific. The people were so nice.
How was the venue?
Donna, how was the venue? The venue was
Interesting.
like a parallelogram. You know, it was an odd-shaped room for comedy. It was almost like, you remember those shake weights that were very popular years ago? It
Yes.
had like one on, almost like a barbell. You know?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And it was a long walkway in the middle. They were on one end and we were on the other. It was like
And you had a big open moat in between you and the audience.
In between us. I'm just saying the dynamics was a little different.
You
for
guys
comedy, but
had me
the
laughing.
People were terrific and very nice people, and we had a good time.
Good. And Patty put on a nice show for the Glen Cove PTA there.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Nice people.
Good feedback. Everybody
Patty.
enjoyed it.
And I felt bad for Pat because the beginning of the show, he had to bite the bullet a little bit up front, you know.
Oh,
You know,
I had to too. I had a host.
They brought out the, what do they bring out? The,
Pinata.
Yeah,
pinatas?
pinatas. What do you want these pinatas over here? What was it when you?
there was a point there where we were silence, where you weren't getting many laughs, and I
That's
felt
most
bad.
of his act.
No, because they brought up here's why. Here's why. And I felt bad. Here's the reason.
not
Don't
nice.
make fun of him.
Listen, I told him he got a lot of good feedback on his jokes, and everybody enjoyed him. But that was the two people that were my friends. They probably felt bad,
Right.
and they tried to make.
But you know what, Pat? We promised for the Christmas show we won't make fun of you at all.
He opened up the show. They brought out the dessert, right? And it was and it was a few reasons it didn't.
It wasn't a dessert.
He didn't
It
get to-
was a meat and cheese.
It was a meat-
empanada.
I thought it was
They
dessert.
were giving him something to try.
Yeah, and then he wasn't
fun.
funny. That was part of the reason he didn't get laughs. So it wasn't an easy set for him.
Listen, I'm going to take an empanada over a knock-knock joke any day of the week, pal.
He did a good
Nothing
job.
personal.
Patty
He
did
did
a
a good
nice
job.
job. He really. You know what was good about Patty? He handled it like a champ because, like he said, there was a lot of chaos in the beginning. People getting up, walking by the stage, and doing stuff, and he handled it well. He didn't bail. He did his time, and he finished strong. And I give him a lot of credit. He did a great job.
Joseph, you did some acting, right? Did you
Yes.
ever do any stand-up?
Never.
Because I think she would, just from seeing her give little digs out there, I think she'd be a good stand-up.
I just can't write jokes.
You don't have to write jokes.
Neither
Patty
can any of
doesn't
these
write
guys.
jokes.
If you've
Patty
seen
gets
our
up
acts.
But he's also not funny.
Wow.
Patty already.
Patty,
He was a regular host on the show.
Right, John, you're out.
I got. Why am I out? Why am I?
All right, Joseph. Good to
Sando's
see
not
you.
here. Sando's out. He's not here.
Sorry.
Joseph,
Listen,
you know we have.
I'll tell you, if you're having a heart attack, she's the one to go to.
Well, now let's
what a
talk.
bedside
I wish I had known that a year and a half ago.
In all things.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for this young lady here.
Pat doesn't anymore.
We had
sorry,
on
Pat.
when I went to the when I was teaching at the FDNY, I had Christine O'Connor. I don't know if you know Christine. She's a female firefighter. Christine was working on Wall Street, not athletic, nothing. And after 9/11, she said, "I want to be a firefighter," and it changed her. And she started working out. And when I was in the academy, I said to the guys, "Hey, Christine," they said, "Man, she's the real deal." And I became friends with her and changed her life. Similar here, she was working when I met Joseph. We were taking Joanna Bexon's acting class,
Yes.
that was a nice class.
It's amazing.
Also
That
didn't
was
work
amazing.
out for you.
But
huh?
here's the.
She's the best.
Really,
She was
that's
the
why
best.
your career really skyrocketed.
Well, no,
right?
we were doing some improv. Do you remember this when we did some improv
Yeah,
scenes?
you retired and Joseph became a nurse.
Right. Really took off.
Terrific.
What was
Successful actors.
funny about it is we would go in and there were the other guys in the room and say, let's say they were doing this scene with Joseph. There were some other attractive girls in the class, and they'd say, okay, you haven't seen Joseph in 10 years. You guys were supposed to get married, separated. This is the first time you've seen her. Beautiful scene, you and another guy. So I was so, maybe I get to see one of the cute girls. My scenes were always like this. All right, John, you haven't seen Joseph in 10 years since you molested her sister. Go!
And she still hates
And my
you.
scenes would always start off with smack! You know? But interesting, she was thinking about acting, obviously, at one point, but she was working a job at Verizon.
Right.
Briefly, what was that job?
I worked for Verizon for almost 18 years. It was very boring.
Very boring, right?
I
Very
got to
boring.
do acting while I was working at Verizon.
Why?
That was
Why?
the plus.
Can you
Training
Well,
videos?
I was in a play and I traveled the States doing the play while I was working at Verizon.
Oh, okay. So, now you became a nurse, and I was reading your bio here, and you worked full time during the day.
Yeah, so I worked 8 in the morning to 3:30 p.m. and I went to school from 4:30 to 11 p.m. 7 days a
Oh,
week.
that's a long day.
Wait,
Wow.
say
That's
7
a
days a
long
week.
week.
What
Well,
do you mean
because
7?
5 days a week was school, 2 days a week was clinical. So sometimes 12-hour shifts during clinicals on
Wow.
the weekend.
Any naps in there?
Coming from the fireman.
No, not
Right.
Any
really.
naps in there? So,
Not really.
what amazes me about that, and I think you guys would agree, the dedication, and plus, any children at the time?
2 kids.
How old were they at the
They
time?
were 9 and 4 at the time.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, and this
Plus
is
a lot
why.
of money in babysitting.
Yeah, and this is why I asked her to come on, because these are the kind of people out there that are changing lives. That, we say laughter saves lives. She has a personality. I'm sure she makes some of her patients laugh and smile. And she paid her dues to do this career, which is not easy. I know from my wife and my daughter, it's not an easy career when you're not working full time. So what made you do this?
A lot of things. I never really enjoyed my job at Verizon as much as, it was a great job,
Right.
great career. And I always wanted to do something better. I didn't make it as an actress like I originally wanted to. So
And we got a film producer coming on soon. So,
So you never know.
You better stay
I
right
gotta
there.
be
pull
a
out my
lucky
old
day.
headshots.
It's
Don't
never,
worry.
it's never
Don't
too
do it.
late.
You're around 5 failed actors right now. So
I don't feel so bad.
we're all good.
So,
But life happens. I wanted to get out of Verizon. I had a friend that worked with me, and she had cancer. I spent a lot of time with her in the hospital, and watching the nurses take care of her, and be kind to her. It was just amazing, and I didn't think that I could do it, but after you have children and you change diapers and they vomit on you and urinate on you, all of that,
right.
you know.
That's what I'm going to do to my kids.
That's most of Steve's days.
Another
most of
20 years.
I did that to my neighbor
Another
yesterday.
20 years, I'm going to get even with my kids. They're going to do the same thing.
Then I think that made life, I needed to go through all of that before I could change careers. And do
Right.
this.
So when you started at Verizon, there's no way at that point in your life
I
you
never
could have been a
even
nurse.
dreamed. No, I couldn't.
It's
hack
amazing
it,
what life
no.
life
But
does
it's
to us.
amazing how I'm guessing that your friend passed.
Yes.
That the tragedy of losing her brought you to where you needed to be.
Right.
Where
Right.
it's
because
it's
I know
amazing
she
how
would
life
have, she would
moves
have
like
became
that.
a lawyer. Because that was her personality. She always wanted to switch careers also and
Right.
do something with herself, but she couldn't, and I didn't want to. When that happens,
But you see, you're a perfect example of people that say, "Oh, I can't. I'm too old. I'm too this. You're a perfect example of this. There's nothing
I was
stopping you but
32
yourself.
At the time, and I
So
made
you're
a
very
decision, and that
inspirational.
was it. Yeah.
Awesome. Very good.
It is impressive, and you're making a real difference in people's lives. I know from knowing my nurses, my wife and my daughter, and working in a hospital, how important it is to have a face like that, smile, go in, and when people are at their worst. And from when you were in the hospital, I'm sure
Yes.
you were very scared. when you
In the
got your heart
beginning,
attack.
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I had no idea what was going on. The only thing is, they just kept asking for me to pay the bill in full, and they said,
While you were a
yes,
patient?
while I'm in the emergency room, they
That's
said
insane.
it's $300. No lie. They said it's $300 for the emergency room, but if you pay us in full, we'll take 10% off. I
No,
said,
they-
this is a group. I swear to God, I said, what do I need a Groupon? I need a Groupon to go to the hospital. But yes, no. The nurses were all fantastic. They reassured me. They made me feel so much better because I was a little scared.
Yeah, and to
It's
have
got to be different.
to
Especially
have.
to pay the bill. But he's got
Well, because I had no cash on me.
So you're working in an emergency room now.
Yes.
Now is that
Which
that
hospital
something?
do you work at?
Woodhull Hospital in Brooklyn.
Oh, I
That's
know
busy.
it. Yes.
Busy
it's
hospital.
no Kings County, but it is Woodhull.
It's Woodhull.
Now is that something you?
That way
It's-
with Bush.
it's- yeah.
It's not far from.
I'm in the hood.
Yes, I know. I was.
those Wyckoff
Well,
hospitals.
we're close.
Woodhull is on.
It's on Broadway and Flushing.
Yes.
She knows. She works
I
there.
know she does. That's why I couldn't remember, and I deferred to her. That was I was a cop on the other side of Atlantic Avenue in
Okay.
7-7, so Woodhull was.
Right. Yeah.
Now, when you started studying nursing, did you say I want to do ER? Did you say no way I want to do
Actually,
ER?
did not know what I wanted to do. The only thing that I enjoyed was maternity when I was doing nursing. That's the only function that while we were doing clinicals.
Right.
And then I ended up in an ER, and I absolutely love it.
You love it.
Yeah. I love
But even that maternity.
How long are the
can take a
tours?
toll on you, right?
The tours, the shifts.
12-hour shifts.
So you do 12 in the ER. You've got to be
And I work
exhausted.
overnight, 7:30 p.m. to 8 in the morning.
I'll tell you, I have the utmost respect for those ER nurses.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Francis, I've seen how they operate, and all the hospitals that go. I mean, they really.
I actually heard
they
the
really
one
work hard.
that changed your bedpan got the Nobel Peace Prize.
No, not for me being in there, you douche.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's a lovely word.
It's French.
No, but I always say that they really work.
Thanks,
I mean,
Rex Ryan.
you know.
You all get free Foley's after the show.
Oh,
Oh,
good. That's just what we want.
I just want more minutes on my phone. Can you still work that out?
Right.
No more Verizon connection.
So tell us. I don't want you to give us gruesome details, but what's some
Give
of
us
the
the
most
gruesome stuff.
interesting stuff that you've seen in the ER? Some of the stuff that you're really impressed with, like that the doctors did or the nurses did. That was,
Well, I have a story from maybe 2 nights ago.
Okay.
They called a rapid response. There was someone out on the ramp. So I ran out. I was working trauma critical that night. I ran out to see what was going on, and someone had passed out in an Uber. So I ran back to get a stretcher and grab a couple of guys. We pulled the patient out of the Uber. Patient was blue, young kid. We brought him into critical. We bagged him, and I checked his pulse. He had a strong pulse, but his oxygen level was like 37%. And
actually, he's got to be 100%.
I almost
Yeah,
slipped and said who it
in the
was.
90s.
Hippalaws, I can't say his name.
No,
who
I
it was.
won't.
Yeah.
Steve, we won't mention
Steve,
your
that's
name.
what I'm saying. I'm looking right at him, but I can't. You've been known to fall asleep in Ubers.
Oh, he was.
Narcaned him and brought
Only
him
if you were
right
doing your
back.
act in the back of one.
Nice.
You know, Narcan is used for a few things, right?
Right, a lot of
Heroin.
opiates.
What does Narcan actually do?
Mostly.
Opioids?
Brings you back. So,
But why? But why?
Because when you do the drugs, your respiratory rate drops. And,
Right.
And I don't know, it was been a large dose or whatever. He was unconscious. His friend was trying to wake him up and couldn't.
Right.
And
But what does the Narcan actually
I saw
do
them
to
using it in one
reverse?
of those
Right.
TV shows that they get somebody back
Yeah.
right away.
But
It's
how,
like the
how does it
antidote.
work?
It's an
Yeah, I mean,
antidote, so it just reverses the
I mean,
effects
I
of
remember
drugs.
when I was.
It kind of diminishes, so the high, it reverses the high.
It's
Most of
just-
the time when they wake up, they're not happy.
But you're supposed to bring them out a little at a time because
Yes.
they get very
They get
unhappy.
very upset.
Vincent's over there going, gee, she's saving lives, and I'm going to talk about my movie.
I'm just impressed that he's here before 8:30.
He just left.
He's gonna leave now. Now he's gonna leave. We'll have no guests.
Cool. So very interesting.
That's great.
Your family's lucky. Do all your neighbors call you?
No one calls me for
No?
my friends call me for medical advice
Right,
all
right.
the time.
But
But
you're-
my neighbors don't really bother
John.
me.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
No, everyone now goes to the Facebook and asks for medical advice on
John's
Facebook.
a fireman and a retired fireman. He watches his neighbor's house
Right,
burn
right.
down.
That's
Two
a
They,
hours
true
they
later,
called
he's
him.
That is a true
They
story.
called him and
Honey,
His
get
son
over
was
this.
there that night. My
that's
neighbor's
right.
house burned
Honey,
to
you
the
gotta
ground.
see this. The neighbor's house is burning down.
John, our house is on fire. Well, I'll be right out.
Honey, aren't you a
Facebook
fireman? I'm off
Live.
duty.
Right, he was doing a Facebook Live.
That I was not. That I
Honey,
was
get the
not.
kids. We still got marshmallows in the back, right? Bring them out and some hot dogs.
That's my poor neighbor went through hell there, so we can't make fun of that.
That's for last week's
Steve
show.
and I,
He's
now
doing
Steve was in a
think
truck.
you're- Guess
to
left.
that,
What?
I think
my
your
heat's
guess
working. My
Vin-
heat's-
Vincent just left.
he
Steve,
knows.
Steve and I were firemen.
over
Now,
there.
what kind of medical training do
went
the
to get
average
him?
cop have? You just have.
No,
Do you have
You guys
certified?
are
Excuse me,
EMS?
guys.
I was EMS prior to the cops.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I was New York City EMS, but they don't give you EMT training. They give you basic first aid. And I used-
Police. You're talking
Yeah,
about.
the cops would get basic first aid, and then they would all say this, and I always got mad, and they say, what do I need to learn this for? I'm not helping some perp. I said, how about if it's your partner, you dope?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't think of that. Yeah, of course not.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but
But you're going to.
listen. The reason why Vinny did leave,
Vincent.
Vinny. Oh,
No,
Vincent.
no, that's
he said
why he
Italian
left.
people call
Of
him
course
Vinny.
he
I
said-
call him Vinny.
He said, "Call me Vincent," and you
listen.
called him Vinny 10 times.
Oh,
That's
listen,
why he left.
Listen. Okay, Vincent. Listen. But listen what this Mama Luke, Patty G did.
What did he do?
He was out there. He says, I thought he left. He looked for. That's why he went from the other side to here. He went out and put like a lookout on him.
You're stalking him.
He's such a
think he's
control
still-
freak. I don't know which one. I'm sorry. Did I spit on you?
I'm used
That's probably
to
the
it.
nicest thing. That's probably the nicest thing you've ever had.
Puked
I'm
on.
used to it.
He's such a control freak. This guy. Did you see?
Yeah, it's Vince. All right, here he is. Still
Oh,
here.
he's back.
still here.
He's back.
He tried to take over my show last week. Remember? He's such a control freak. This guy. Relax.
We love him.
I
We
have
love
a
him.
question for the nurse.
You're not mic'd, so talk loud.
Right.
How do you not take the job home with you?
How do you, the question from Pat is, how do you not take the job home with
No,
you?
seriously.
It's a really big hospital. It's hard to pack it into my car and bring it home.
Oh man, it's not a hotel where you steal soap.
Hey, Patty, Vinny left. Go
not
back
stealing
outside and look
towels.
for him again.
John Santo, here's your replacement. Here's your-
Yeah, Patty, why don't you go look for Vinny?
Vincent.
Yeah, he's a real control freak. He's got a champion sweatshirt on from Modell's.
So good
controlling
question.
anybody.
So
It
yeah,
is a
what do
good
you do to
question.
de-stress
Yeah,
and
it's a
keep
good-
it from bringing it home?
For the most part, everything's. I like that I work in an emergency room because you don't have time to take things too personal. You're moving fast. You're just reacting.
You're not
to,
really getting attached to
Right.
somebody.
So it's
Maybe-
not like you're working in a unit, getting
Right.
to know the person, meeting their family, and we meet family, but it's moving so quickly that you don't have time to get attached.
Joe's
What
with-
shifts do you like working better, the night shift or the day shift?
I hate the night shift. I'm exhausted.
The
Oh,
overnight
really?
shift must be a lot of crazy
Right,
stuff
but that's all
happening.
I have right now.
How long have you been there?
3.5 years.
Now, did you choose that hospital, or was that the best job that you know,
You know
out
what?
there?
I didn't do a really good job of trying to get a job. I had someone who worked there, and
Right.
I put in my application.
So that's
and I
not close to
interviewed.
home
You
for
paid
you.
somebody
No,
off.
not at all.
But at this point, you have
I
I
experience.
paid them off.
Now you can
and-
go
Let me
with
ask you a serious
experience out
question.
of that hospital. You
Serious
can go
question
anywhere.
though, what's more fulfilling, helping someone out at a hospital or extending somebody's minutes at Verizon?
If you could, if you could save a life or increase someone's data plan, what would you rather do?
I'd much rather save a life.
You know, Verizon does rip you off on their data plan, so.
Darn right they do.
And
I
have
have
no
Don't
comment.
blame her. She doesn't work there anymore.
What's that?
Vincent is still here.
He's over there.
He's right
Still
here.
here.
He's ran away from you, I think.
You're the biggest chooch I ever met in my life.
Chooch, isn't that Italian for
Right now,
giraffe?
Vincent's going. I wish I was back in Afghanistan in the desert somewhere.
All right, do we have any
Vincent's
other
saying
questions?
right now, I had the right idea last week.
Hey guys, let's say something. But we'll
Yeah,
do our
go
life
ahead,
hack.
say
We'll bring
something.
Vincent out, and Joseph is going to hang out with us and be funny, like she's been doing here. St. Margaret's Catholic War Veterans just made another donation to Laughter Saves Lives for our program at St. Albans Veterans Hospital, which we're doing the Christmas show. Thank you. Which we're doing the Christmas show this year at the hospital. I don't think you want to go to another hospital, but they would love to have a pretty face there. Instead of us guys, we're feeding them this year. We're going to do a hot lunch and a show at St. Albans on the 23rd, Northport on the 29th. Patty and I decided we're giving all the guys long sleeve shirts they want. 40 guys, right? They want long sleeve shirts.
They need.
They're gonna say
They need 'em.
They're gonna say Laughter Saves Lives on them.
We're going to give them all jackets, in fact, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've been waiting for mine.
That's why I said it!
I know. Well, I know you said that.
Semper Fi Fund, guys, from the gala. You guys did all great work at the gala. Cooking, salad.
Whatever.
Patty, what did you? No, Patty helped out a lot with the gala. We made a small donation. We didn't make a whole lot of money that night. We made a $500 donation to the Semper Fi Fund. You familiar, Vincent, with the Semper Fi Fund?
Somewhat.
All right. They do good work with the guys coming back, adjusting, and they do all kinds of wonderful work. They sent us a beautiful letter thanking us for our donation. And then, you want to read MCM Duck Cleaning?
Patty,
You want to
yeah,
do
you
that? Duck Cleaning? This is our main sponsor. We cannot lose this sponsor.
We
Go.
will not lose this sponsor.
Go.
Established in 2003, MCN Duct Cleaning LLC is the end result of many years of research, continuing education, and determination.
Acting.
With a background in HVAC systems and working for an
Classes are paying off, right?
HVAC company. I see, I almost had it. For 13 years. Matthew Nichols realized the need to provide a better, cleaner, and safer environment, not only for his own family, but for families in his community. MCN now has expanded to both Suffolk and Nassau County, provides services for both residential and commercial properties, Their goal is to be the #1 source for HVAC cleaning and provide high-quality service, not only the first time, but every time. 631-885-5736.
Give Matty a
MCN Duct Cleaning. Give our friend Matt a call. Listen, this is great. The whole reason why you need to get your ducts cleaned is there is so much stuff in there.
Schmutz.
Your own skin cells are in there. You're
it.
breathing. No, it's no lie.
Even restaurants. I mean, you can get
Restaurants,
grease fires and everything. It's horrible.
Especially restaurants.
Especially,
But people like Frank's saying, people don't clean their air conditioner ducts. A lot of people are just like, they don't care about it.
They don't think of it.
Yeah.
They don't think of it. They think they put their filter up and
right.
they change the filter. You have to clean the ducts because you're breathing in so much stuff.
You ever clean your ducts?
And get them in a row.
I'm gonna go again.
Well, call Matty.
Call
He'll
Matty.
take care of it for you.
Anybody you know has a restaurant?
No.
What are we soliciting now here?
Right.
We're trying to help Matt out. We're trying to help Matt out.
So,
You ever
MCN
go out
Duct
to
Cleaning,
eat?
guys.
You ever go
I've
out to
been out
eat?
to eat once
All
or
right, so when you go out to eat, tell them about Matt.
If you sneeze in your house, you need your duct cleaned.
That's right.
You know what? You're
don't know.
absolutely right. 'cause
Well, as a guest on our show, John will give you a free gift certificate to a restaurant.
You get a free T-shirt.
We
Free
should give
laughter
our
shirts.
guests some
We
gifts.
should bring in
Right, a
T-shirts.
swag
I
bag.
got water.
You got a water?
Thank you.
Right.
You
gotta pay for that on the way out.
We should start having gifts for our guests.
January
Start
25th,
tonight.
Mepham High School Drama Club. We're doing a benefit. January 26th, Wandsworth Fire Department. Wantor. Don't make fun of Wandsworth. Wantor Fire Department.
That's the place right next to Wappingers.
Monmouth, New Jersey EMS, March 9th. Rescue Families, hopefully. We're doing a show March 22nd. Greenlawn Fire Department on the 30th. And it looks like Aliva and we may be dragging some other guys along if we are going to Lima, Ohio to raise money for a 9/11 memorial.
Very nice.
1,700 seat
Isn't
theater.
there a Lima, Peru also?
Lima,
There
they
is.
said.
He said Lima, as
That's
in the
why.
bean.
Lima. Let's do our Life Vac commercial
also an animal
You're
and
doing the
bring
show
out
in
Vincent.
Montour.
Life Vac. Get one in every
Please
home.
listen. This is a LifeVac. It's easy to use and can save a life in an airway emergency. LifeVac is proven to save lives, and it's as simple as place, push, pull. I've had one in my kitchen and one in my car for years, and you should have one in yours. Choking is a leading cause of death. 5,000 people a year die from choking, one child every 5 days, and it can happen in just 4 minutes. There's no time to wait. If you have children in your home, please consider your LifeVac today.
Laughter Saves Lives live. We're back with our second guest. Even though we're leaving Joseph out here, and you could chime in just like the rest of us do,
Right.
with an unorganized way. Let me try Vincent's. I should have had it
You
in
gotta
front of me.
speak fast
All right, so our second guest is
We've been pretty
Vincent.
good tonight. We don't have Santo here tonight, so it's pretty
Our
good.
second guest
It's so huge that he's not here.
is Vincent Williams, film producer,
Yes.
and he is a combat veteran.
Well, thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you for
we
dressing up for the
appreciate
show. You're the best dressed guest
Really?
Yes.
since Joe's Beth. Yes.
Right. It
Yeah,
is
you
radio.
It is well.
I gotta say, you add too much class to this show.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Really?
could dress down a little bit. You're
Do I
showing us
apologize
Give
for
us-
that, or do I?
Give us 3 minutes. We'll bring it right back down,
Okay.
Vincent.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So, Vincent, you are a film producer. Tell us about how you got into film producing and what you're working on.
Well, I've always loved the aspect of film. I've always loved to have a camera, ever since I was growing up. And got out the military. I was a bounty hunter, and just kind of.
Oh, wait. I forgot about that. I'm
All right.
sorry.
We can go back to it. We can always go back
sorry,
to
I
it.
got
always go
excited.
back.
So you were a
Well,
bounty
I
hunter.
won't touch on it too much. We'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I got all excited.
Yeah, so I always had a camera. The military career had a camera. When I did things, I always had a camera. I always loved to capture different, moments and different emotions. And then I did a piece for my sister. She got engaged, and then I did like a little video. Shot with my iPhone, and then I was able to see how I was able to create emotion and like make people cry and like really like touch people's hearts. And I said, maybe I should take this seriously, and actually bought cameras, got a studio, got lights and everything, and started making my own films. And that was my biggest thing was doing my own thing, instead of waiting on somebody, like auditioning, like
Right.
I can make what I want to make, how I want to make it, when I want to make it, and then put it out to the world. And like I said, hijack your emotions. You know,
What is the longest film you've done so far?
I did a film, 17 minutes. I do short films.
Right.
You know, especially because social media, people's
I
attention.
knew that. I did some
attention spans.
research.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you.
Uh-huh.
I was throwing it out there because I
Okay.
knew.
Oh, good.
I did some
Alley-ooped it. You threw it up alley-ooped it.
Yes,
Yeah, he's
yes.
so good he forgot about the bounty hunter thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's a whole different topic there.
He wants to talk about his films, and I'm getting all excited.
Hey, I'm here. It's like-
Did I have to?
Besides
Did I have to bring
the
that
video
up?
you did for your sister, what was the first actual film that you made?
I like to do a lot of motivational projects. So my first one was a motivational project I called Survival. I got a motivational speaker. We went out to the woods for a few hours. We shot some B-roll, and then we shot in a Stony Brook College in their a theater. You know, I was able to hit the theater, and we shot there.
B-roll. Explain B-roll to us.
B-roll is basically when you get different shots that don't have audio. So it's just like movement, action shots, just mostly for cutaways. They're
So I might be talking in the studio, and you'll show this B-roll in the background.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you're talking in the studio, and then maybe you walk into the car, getting in or coming into the studio, that would be considered B-roll. I did that and put it out, and just to see how I was able to motivate people. And I really, like I said, I can really see how, you know, what I think of can really change the way people think about things. And to be able to control that, you know, it feels really good to see people respond to it and say, yeah, man, I was feeling down, and then I saw this film, and then it made me feel better, or I was going through this, and then just to, you know, motivate and inspire people.
Very similar to stand-up, how when somebody comes up to us and says, oh, I was having a crappy week,
Absolutely.
and, you know, I saw your set, and my week got worse.
Yeah.
That's what I usually get. That's what I usually get. But
So now,
Vince, how do we get to see some of these? Can we look at them on YouTube, or is there a site we can get a little?
I have a Facebook page, V-Vision Productions. That's my film company. So if you type in V-Vision Productions even if you type it on Google, you'll see, you know, my Facebook page. I have a film coming out now called Failure. I've been doing a lot of.
it sounds like all of us.
Patty G starring.
that was filmed the other night at the show.
I like how Vincent just said, yeah, I'm into motivational speaking, you know, and my next film is called Failure.
Yeah, no, it's good because like everybody can relate to it. You know, I have
Absolutely.
a speaker's
We
name
all
is Tyler
fail,
Roxton.
We all
Yeah,
fail.
yeah, he's
You can't succeed if you don't fail.
exactly.
That is true.
Exactly.
That is so deep.
Profound.
Very profound what you just said. Say it again. Say it again, two of you.
Say it again. Look into the camera.
No,
You
that
can't
is good.
succeed unless you fail.
Yeah, it builds you up. You know,
Definitely.
if you quit when you fail, you'll never achieve what you're looking to achieve.
That's
you know,
right.
it'll stop you. You can't be afraid to fail.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I have a speaker on there named Tyler Roxton. He's from Nigeria, and he lived in all these continents. He's 3-time TEDx speaker, business consultant, you know, big heavy hitter. And he came out, you know, to our shoot location. He's in the city. And we shot it in August and got a bunch of B-roll, shot in 4 different scenes, a lot of drone work. And it comes out on the 6th. You know, so it's really, you know, it's a really good film.
And you say it comes out on the 6th. Where can people view that? On YouTube?
V-Vision Productions on
Yeah,
Facebook.
he just told us that, John.
On
So there's
Facebook.
the
Yeah.
use of
No.
drones now.
Oh yeah, I use high tech drones.
Why I asked that,
to get the cinematic look
That's pretty neat.
that we're looking
yeah.
for. Yeah.
Well, no, I meant the new film.
Repetition is important. Okay?
We would like
retention.
to do whatever we can so we will get it out on our sites, you know, when it comes out.
Absolutely, yeah. I put a trailer out for it. It's about a minute long. I just shot another promo for it, like a director's cut, and kind of me talking about, you know, what the film's going to be about and working with Tayo. You know, it's like I said, I'm just really trying to push out failure because, you know, that's something I believe a lot of people can relate to.
Yep.
You know, failing and not giving up and, you know, really pushing it when you think that you don't have anything else left. You know?
Was there something that happened to you that you felt that you were failing, then all of a sudden you got motivated? Is something specific that happened to you that made you want to do these kind of films, or you just looked around and?
I mean, it was just something that was on my heart, you know. It's just something that was on my heart that, you know, I think that a lot of people would relate to. And as a filmmaker, you try to identify certain things that you think the audience would like to hear, the audience would like to see, you know, as opposed to just hearing. I'd like to see and visualize it and put that out, make a film.
Now you do all your own editing too?
Yeah, do all my own editing, yeah. Because it's just a certain way I like to have it edited.
Well,
you
it's
know?
easy to edit. It's easy to shoot that you know what you're shooting.
Right,
where
because you
you're gonna
shoot
put
to
it.
edit. That's what they say in
yeah,
film.
yeah.
Well, that's a whole different. That's a whole other art.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It is. Yeah, that's what
Countdown.
creative.
What?
Countdown to Pat's plug of his extra part in the Bronx Tale.
I wouldn't even bring that up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I brought it up for you.
Pat was in the Bronx Tale.
I see.
Yeah, yes, you were saying
He
that.
got edited out, but he was in the.
Eventually, the
miracle of editing.
to like the feature film length
jealous,
and
John.
everything.
Maybe. I mean, I like shorts right now.
I like shorts,
Yeah, I like
yeah.
shorts. I do, commercials too. But I like shorts. It gets straight to the point.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, a lot of people they don't want to sit and watch a full film
Yeah.
all the time on Facebook, YouTube. But they do it. But if I can just get it out there real fast, hit you hard, and then leave, it'll be in your mind, and
Now-
you'll think about it. You'll
Now, do
play
you
it
do
over.
acting on your own? If you're
I-
not doing one of your films, do you go out?
I don't act. No, I don't act. I hire actors, for commercials.
Oh, so you don't act at all?
No.
So you have no.
Just direct. I go on camera a lot just to talk about my film projects. That's
Okay.
it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't act. I probably could act, but I just like to be behind the camera.
Okay.
And direct. What I have going on.
I'd like to apologize, Vincent, for bringing up Pat's Bronx Tale experience. I apologize. By the way, I was on Rescue Me for 7 years.
It's true. He was. He was.
Yeah. 7 years.
Now the bounty hunting.
And
Tell us about the bounty
Oh,
hunting.
bounty hunter.
man.
How many words did you speak in 7 years on
I
Rescue
had
Me?
one line in 7 years.
Fire?
And you can't remember the one
You
line.
can't remember the line.
What was the line?
Vincent, I gotta get.
Wait, he's
character,
pausing. He's
Vincent.
getting in character. He's getting in fireman
He's
character.
auditioning for you, Vince.
Okay,
Here it
all
comes.
right.
What's going on? That's the line.
That could be in failure.
That's perfect.
Just a cutaway.
As a producer, Vincent sees something.
We're gonna cut the audio though. It's just,
Yeah, cut the audio. Cut the face.
yeah,
cut the audio.
we'll just have the Coke in there.
So we'll
Product
like
placement.
Exactly.
I mentioned to you on the email, we'll have to talk because we are working on a documentary about the foundation.
Yes. We'll speak. And
And that's not going to be a failure.
No.
no.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope
Everything
not.
I've done so far has been really good. So and I'm not just saying that, but it's supposed to be good. I don't want to.
Well, you put your heart in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
You
a
can
lot
tell.
of-
You can
lot of
tell
good
you really
response.
care about it.
Absolutely.
Tell you really care about it. Should we get back to the bounty hunter?
Yeah, so,
Oh, man.
So the bounty hunting.
Oh,
What?
man.
What?
Is it like the dog? Is there music playing? And,
Yeah.
and
Right.
the
What?
dog?
What made you decide
I knew
that
you were
wanted
gonna go to
be
the dog.
a
I
bounty
knew
The
it.
dog.
No,
Oh, the dog is the only bounty hunter I know. You know the dog, right?
Everybody says dog.
You never watched the dog?
What dog?
That's what they
Dog
call
the
him.
bounty
Dog the
hunter.
From Hawaii.
Dog
He lives in
Chaplin.
Hawaii and he's a bounty hunter. I'm boring you totally.
What about De Niro in Midnight Run? That's
so-
I saw the movie.
Anyway.
Bounty Hunter.
Vincent,
There you go.
what
All right.
made you decide to get into
Look it
bounty
up,
hunting?
the dog.
Well, I was military police for 5 years, right out of high school. Graduated high school in 2008 when I was 18, and then got out 5 years later. I left. I was in Korea on my last duty station. And I got out, came back. I could have done Suffolk County PD. It could have been Seattle PD.
right.
But I said I don't want to be a cop. I want to do something where I can get a little more. I still have the military mindset. You
Right.
know? So let me do fugitive recovery. Bounty hunting. Work for bail bonds.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Similar to
got
working at
certified.
Verizon. Similar in
I
danger.
tie a lot of people up. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow, this is taking a turn.
It's turning.
Never mind. Tell us a little more about this tying up stuff. What is this tying up you speak of?
Good night,
Yeah.
Vincent.
Thanks,
Yeah,
thanks
all right,
for
I'll see
coming
you
up.
guys next week.
Now I know why you brought her on the show, John.
Right.
Oh man. So got my certification and started working for a company out in Queens. And man, that was that's the real deal. I worked in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York, and we would pick up guys that jump bail, take them to Rikers or take them to the boat, take them to MDC, Manhattan, and it was very, very dangerous. I actually had to leave the job because it was so dangerous.
I could see. I
Yeah.
could see that. But explain, why aren't the police going after these guys?
Because they get what are called bench warrants. So when people go to jail, they get bailed out. If they don't have the money to pay, whatever the bail amount is, they come to a bail bondsman.
Right.
The bail bondsman puts up the money for them to get out. Right.
Puts up all the money. In.
Right. And
Yeah,
then
they want that
they
money
give them
back.
collateral or whatever the payment is for putting that money. And if something happens, they violate the contract, they don't show up for court, then they send the dogs after you. Then they send me, my team.
But at that point, why are you looking at me?
No, I'm.
Because the cops
Because
have
you know
no
the
interest
answer.
in that. The cops have no interest.
The cops, yeah.
He's getting paid from the.
But as a
bail
criminal,
bonds.
it's on
a
the
contract. It's a contract.
Because he's violating the contract. That's a civil matter.
I'm sure the cops are looking for him
They
in
put
an
up
only way,
money
but
for them.
Wow,
everybody's
everybody's got an answer here.
They'd rather him find them first so they can get their money back.
Right. We need to find them so that the money's not lost. And the thing is, bounty hunters or fugitive recovery, we don't need warrants.
Right.
You know, the cops need warrants, so we can go inside your daughter's, you know, three-year-old birthday party and snatch you up, which we've done.
Which you've done.
Because we have to get them when we know they're going to be somewhere. They're not always at home. You know, we get them at like a lot of family events, you know, cookouts, and you know, we'll just run in there and
that's got to be
because if they're at their daughter's party, they're not going to try to shoot at us.
More than likely.
If they're at a family event, you know, it's a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable. When they're at home, you know, the wife will try to throw, you know, pots and pans from the stove at you, you know, or you know, crack houses. They'll throw needles at you when you run in there. So we try to be as smart as possible, you know, to get these guys.
And you
Frank's
have
wife
backup?
throws pots and pans.
Yeah,
Team of three.
that's just for me to get out.
You're tracking this guy down by yourself until the last. And then you get backup?
No. Well, no. It's a team. Do you remember the show on HBO in the early 200s, Family Bonds with Tom Evangelista? Well, he was one of our partners, him and his son, and you know, us three, you know, we would track these guys down together. So we'd go together. We'd travel as a team in our truck.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Now, what kind of? You said you took a certification. Why do you need to be certified, and in what aspect are you getting?
Well,
certified?
you have to take classes. You have to take a test and become a certified fugitive recovery agent for the court system, for the bail, you know, to be licensed in New York, because you need license for everything in New York.
Sure.
You know how it is. And because of my military background, I was able to do it in the tri-state area, and I didn't have to go through all of the certifications, like with the pepper spraying and handcuffing, because I was like fresh out the military. You know, I still had, you know, all my stuff. So that's what we needed. I just needed a badge.
Plus, with the gun laws in New York, he probably needs to get certified to be able to carry a gun.
Yeah, and we butted heads with NYPD all the time. You know, NYPD, because they didn't really know who we were. We were like the cowboys, because we wear street clothes, you know, with the vest, and they said, these guys FBI, who are these guys? Then we don't pop up on the FBI radar, and then we're just running in the projects, snatching up guys left and right. And, you know, sometimes they would think, oh, it's a robbery. People would call the cops on us because if we didn't have our vest on and we had a jacket.
You didn't give the cops a tickle?
We're supposed to, but NYPD bounty hunters, they don't.
Yeah, we have a problem with NYPD. We got this
Yeah.
thing on our show.
To be honest with you, he could call up the precinct and say we're going to be doing something. It's not going to filter down to the patrol guys, and the patrol guys are the ones that are going to answer the 911 call.
Right, exactly.
You know.
Well, how hard is it to filter down to the patrol guys? They got radios.
Yeah, but they're not going to put that over the radio because they're going to say because then everyone with scanners and stuff like that.
They don't use official cell phones. PD doesn't use a cell phone.
They do now, but when I was on, they didn't. As a matter of fact, you weren't even supposed to have your cell phone. It was a whole scene.
Yeah, you know.
Vincent, he sounded like he caught some real dangerous, not like the dog, you know. The dog was getting
The
tweakers.
dog had some danger. Come on, don't talk bad
crackheads
about
and
the dog.
headlocks on the beach. I used to watch that show.
But I always laugh
Everybody
because
was 140 pounds. You get him in a yoke, you know.
He had his wife, he
I
had his
always
daughter,
remember
his son-in-law.
Yeah.
the
I'm
NYPD had
remembering that show now that you talk about that on
Family
HBO.
Bonds?
That was crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
Tom Evangelist, that was my partner,
remember.
right-hand man.
Yeah,
His son was little on the show, but he's up. He grew up.
You have
now.
a jurisdiction, you know, tri-state area.
All of New York, all of Pennsylvania, all of New Jersey, anywhere.
is where you're licensed to. Okay.
Yeah, is there? I'm still licensed to this day, but I don't do it anymore. You know, but yeah, and the way, because like the fugitives, like we're not cops, and they know we're not cops, so they're gonna try to fight us. You know, they're not gonna get a charge for assaulting a police officer.
Right.
You know, so we have to know how to fight. You know, and a lot of that.
You know what? We can make some extra money for the foundation. We should do Laughter Saves Lives Bounty Hunters.
Yes.
Oh,
Now what?
We
you
got.
God
He
bless
just
you with
told us
that.
we got to fight. We're
God
not
bless you
fighters.
with
when you
that.
were in the military.
5 of us.
They're
We'll bring Joe's
firefighters.
bed. We'll bring Joe's bed.
If the fugitive's on fire, we'll go.
What we'll do is
I ain't
Pat
fighting
will lure
anybody.
them out with some of his meatballs.
When you were in the military, what did you do in the military?
I was military police. Gary. So stateside, I would be conducting patrols, pulling people over.
So you have a background like
On the base.
on the states, on the base. In
So-
Afghanistan,
What did you
was
serve in?
combat.
What was the
Army.
Army? Okay.
Yeah.
Which base?
Fort Lewis in Washington State.
Because I've been on a lot of bases teaching around the country.
Okay.
Some of those bases are a whole city unto themselves.
Every last one of them are. You know,
Huge.
Fort Lewis, and they're joint now with some of the Air Force. They're called Joint Base now.
Yeah, I almost got arrested on one of those bases.
Oh yeah. MPs. Yeah, MPs are.
I was I came. I went.
Decent exposure.
I went. no, that wasn't on the base. And we talked about that story, and it was supposed to be between you and I. All
He
right.
told you that in confidence.
So I pulled up to the front gate, and I was teaching at the fire department on base.
Okay.
And they said, "Where you going?" And I go, "Well, Oh, and, here it is. So they said, all right, pull over up there. Right over there, right?
Wait, was he real young? Was he a young kid?
Some of them are military, some of them are private.
Right, exactly.
So he said, pull over there, whatever, and I pulled into the wrong place. Well, he would not walk over to the car to tell me until I moved to the right place, but I didn't know this. So the guy calls me and goes, oh, John, we're all set. I'll be out to the gate or whatever. So I get out of the car and I go, hey, get back in that car. There's 3 guys with guns. Get back in that car. I'm just telling you, get in the car. Shut up. All right. So they're serious,
He
man.
thought he was home again.
That's serious. And
Yeah, really.
Did they know you were a fireman?
They didn't care.
That's probably what he is.
yeah.
That's what it is.
It's because it's no military firemen. They're all
Maybe if you took the
civilians.
siren off the top of your car, you wouldn't have got locked up.
The blue light.
All right, and getting back to Pat's, I should have had my pants on. Is that what you're saying, Pat? All right.
Take the blue light off, put your pants on.
Right, he didn't care that you jumped out of the car. It was that you had no pants
Listen,
on.
it's not about having your pants on. I seen your shorts sometimes that you wear. It can be a little.
And the fact that you had clown makeup on didn't look good either. That was odd in and of itself. I would have locked you up.
So do you ever think of doing a short movie on the bounty hunting?
Yes, I'm working on something right now. I just visited my old office with my guys, my fugitive recovery guys. Just spoke to them, and they're ready to do it. I just have
Are you
to.
gonna do it with real guys? You don't want like actors like Steve and I doing the bounty
No, real.
Tracking
Because
that.
I don't do like
We
acting.
can do bounty hunting for midgets.
Bounty hunting for comedians.
Man.
Yeah.
You try to find a funny one? Is that what you're trying to say?
All right, Frank. Good one. That's not bad.
Go ahead. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but it would be reality because I have a TV show that's gonna be coming out early next year that I'm producing on our on-demand channel. So I think I might throw a bounty hunting show in there.
Can
like
you
a
tell us
reality.
about the show you got coming out?
Not yet. I can't just
All right.
yet, but eventually I will.
All right,
Maybe
good.
you can come on the show again.
And you can
when
tell
I'm
us-
not,
Yeah.
when he's hosting. And
Okay.
I got some good stuff in the tank that we can talk about.
I mean, bounty hunting as a profession, that's a day-to-day thing. You could be fighting every day, it sounds
Oh,
like,
man.
if you're going out every
Yeah,
day.
there's a lot of stories I can't even tell you. I mean, there's like we had a lot of drug dealers because New York City. I mean, you can imagine like those guys. A lot of drug dealers they get out and you would think they have a lot of money because they need money to get out, but we'd hit their place and they just have boatloads and boatloads of money just hidden there, and like security. Like you wouldn't think that like some of these guys have security, so we would have to get through security before we actually get to our rabbit is what we call it. And
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of hands-on work, to say the truth. My knuckles are still bruised though.
I'd rather work at
can
Verizon
imagine.
with Joe's best friend.
Yeah.
So, fight with customers. And
Yeah,
over the
right.
phone.
I'm sure
Over the
with all
phone,
your
Joe's
experience, you can write a book.
Oh yeah, one day I will.
Yeah.
One day.
I'd read that
I'm
book.
still writing it. As we speak.
I'd read
Yeah,
that.
you
I'd read
live
that
an
book.
interesting life.
Yes, I just turned 29.
Do you have any questions for Vincent?
29,
Joseph?
my own.
Guy.
No?
Did a lot.
And you got a lot more living to do.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, so.
No, you never came across a bounty hunter in the ER?
Not that I know of.
Have you been in the ER?
No, I put a lot of people there.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
We want to hear.
Not a lot. I don't
Now,
want to say
what
a
is
lot.
that? What is that?
That's his boxing.
He's rooting for him.
Boxing's coming out.
It's like a cool thing. I put a
It's
lot
cool.
of
You like that?
No, I put a lot of people in
They
jail.
were
Not
bad guys.
the
He didn't
not
put
the
an old lady going shopping.
You didn't ask him.
How do you know they're bad?
You didn't ask him.
Because they got locked up. And
Yeah, they're actually all bad.
They're all-
All
no,
of them.
he knows.
Yeah. I
It's
haven't
not
met
like
a
Vincent got another one.
Well, hold on a second. We do
Couple
private
kids are going to play
gigs
basketball.
as comics. Could we hire you as a bounty hunter just like to get somebody we don't like?
Maybe
It's bad.
if the price is right,
Right,
we can
it's
make
not
it work.
bad,
Maybe
but-
rather than catch somebody, get rid of somebody.
Whoa, and that's I'm on TV.
Where are
So.
you going?
What is going on here?
I mean, this is Long Island.
Hey!
All right, wait a second. I thought the rule was if you're not on the
Thank
flyer,
God
you
his mic
can't.
is off.
Doesn't apply to us.
Hold on 1 second. Meet your replacement.
Oh, no.
Hello, how are you?
No.
That's all right. I'm done with my show anyway.
Right.
I got my own
The
show.
Mets make one trade, and every Mets fan's got all brand new gear on.
That's a big trade for us. It's a big trade.
No doubt.
Huge
The
trade.
better part of that deal is the closer,
The
not
close. I'm not big. I'm not
Absolutely.
big on Cano. They get Mets always get somebody when they're at the end of
John,
their career.
They had to get
John,
him to get. They're gonna
That's
do
how we
fine.
got
They're
Santa
gonna
at
do
the end
fine.
of his
Guys
career.
Vincent arrests are bad.
Right.
I'll tell you why. They've
They're in
already
jail.
been arrested.
I know.
I'm
I
not
know.
saying they're inherently
All right,
bad people.
what are you preaching now?
I
What is
understand.
this?
Some of you people
We
don't
got
know.
past that
Who's
already.
inherently bad?
I watched Dog the
All right,
Bounty
Father
Hunter.
Flanagan.
I used to watch
He's on the show
I
now.
used to watch Dog the Bounty Hunter. All right.
Yeah,
While
so
you-
did I.
While you were rolling meatballs for your clients.
We
I
should
was
do that.
watching
I would love
TV.
to be a bounty hunter.
Was a bounty
He was just
hunter.
telling
We
us
should
about it.
totally get into that business.
Of
Everybody
all
thinks
of
it's
us
so
here,
cool.
of all of us here,
Everybody
John,
thinks
think
it's
that's
so
cool.
of all of us
cool.
here, you're the
I
one
haven't
that
had a
least
fight
should
since
be a
All
bounty
right,
hunter.
wait. If you guys want to start as, why don't you guys start out as repo men first?
Yeah.
And work your way up, and then you see how hard it is.
Parking
when
wars.
somebody's coming out at
I
you.
want to be
when
an
you're taking
airplane
their
repo
car.
guy, like
You
on
wouldn't want to
TV.
be a bounty
I
hunter.
only repo
There's an
skateboards and
airplane
bicycles.
repo?
Well, don't you see the picture
From
of
the
the people
schoolyard.
beforehand and how
Oh yeah,
big they are?
you know
So
everything
the little
about
guys,
them.
we'll do bounty hunt the little guys.
That-
There's 4 of us, 5 of us.
Little guy. If this guy said it's dangerous, I believe him.
We've got little guys before, and little guys carry knives.
I know, and
You know,
guns.
That's
those-
right.
Yeah, little
Well,
guys
only
carry
do
knives.
elderly women who didn't recycle. They got locked up for that. We'll take them out.
No, you know
The
what?
kids that do the
It's
lemonade
dangerous
stand without
enough-
the permit.
It's dangerous enough putting Patty G on my show.
They are very bad.
So why is she
Your wife
replacing
says
me
they
and
are
not
very
somebody
bad,
else?
Frank.
I'm just curious.
What's that, man?
Did you bring cookies?
Yeah, I brought cookies.
I'm a diabetic.
Oh,
Well, that's why he brought him.
He wants to be on the show permanently.
I didn't know you were diabetic.
You didn't
never
know?
told me that.
Yeah, you didn't know it. He's always crying and the sugar's up.
Joe's Best Buy nurse?
How does he cry?
He's really
Yeah.
diabetic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, can he have one?
He could have 10, bro.
She's a home health aide.
KLS.
I don't know. My wife is saying
sorry.
they are very
Make sure you
bad. I
have
don't know
insulin
who
in
she's
the
talking
The
about.
bad guys.
I wanted it on camera that I returned your Fitbit with my thanks, and that was a witness.
Right, not here in front of the camera,
20
blocking our
witnesses.
guests. For
Hello,
Christ's sake.
I'm usually on the show.
I
but not
gave it to
tonight.
you 3 months ago and there's like 10 steps on it. What the frig?
I got a new one.
Oh, you did? All
Yeah.
right.
But I brought you all cookies. 'cause
Thank you. Thank you very
This
much.
Santa's a real narcissist. We're doing a show. He
Right.
just walks right
I
in.
just walk right in.
Right.
Cookies.
Biscotti, those are Hershey's Kisses inside. The
I'll get it a
snowballs.
little later. Yeah, a little
Chocolate
later.
chips.
After the
Yeah.
show, we're not going to
Yeah.
eat on
No.
camera.
Yeah, I
No,
can't-
you got to eat them. My wife
right.
wants to know how they are.
I'll bring them home. Are those the melting moments?
You know what? If you give food to Pat, that'll keep him quiet for a little while.
What's in the middle of this?
All right, so we had
Hershey's
we had 2 good guests on
these are
today.
great.
Home run.
Yes, we're winding down.
Wish you
This is
guys
a great
out there
job.
could try this.
I want that
But I will say
Tupperware
this.
back. Where's the camera? I want the
Oh,
Tupperware.
this is almonds too?
Yeah, she's got almonds.
Go ahead, Frank.
Try it.
You wanted to say something. Oh, you guys have all your
No,
Christmas
you won't
lights
look
up?
like me. Just try one.
You put Christmas
Wait a
lights
minute,
up?
it's a couple.
I
I will.
can't-
I'm planning on it.
I can't
I
stand
haven't
doing
done
it.
I put mine
can't
up.
stand- I bought the little Christmas boxes that light up at Ace Hardware. I threw everything out.
Just,
threw my
just get the
snowman
star
out.
shower. Just
I
get
drew
the star
everything
shower.
out.
Oh, like the
I
little
want
camera
you
that
all
projects
project the lights
No,
on.
I don't like that.
No,
That's
you know what?
too
I did it
phony.
one year. Now I
like
got my son. He hated it, so now my son puts up the
Too
Christmas lights.
phony. I don't like it.
You're brilliant.
Oh, and by the way, on air, just to let you know,
On air.
Nick, if you're watching this,
Yes.
you are dead when you get home.
Nick, you're in trouble.
Big trouble.
Dad is actually going to bring a bounty hunter.
Yes. If you don't come home,
I'm retired.
my man, yeah, you know what? My
There's
man's
always
coming
a
for you,
prize.
Nick.
Vincent. There's
So-
always a prize.
I'll give you a
I don't care about
contact.
bounty hunting. I'm just enjoying these
Listen, his
cookies.
son is
Listen, you do
his
a
son is
lot
10
for
years old.
cookies.
You can handle it.
No, he's 19 and he's in big trouble.
$1,000 Frank will give you. Go get him.
You guys done with those? I'll bring them to the crew in the back.
All
These
right.
are great. Don't take it
There's
all.
a crew in the
One
back.
more plug about where we can see his videos.
Yeah, Vincent.
Tell your wife I had 2.
Yes, Instagram, 47 actual. You can see a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of things I have going on. And then on Facebook is V Vision Productions.
Joseph, can we see you in the ER?
Absolutely.
Where do we see that?
Just
we gotta show
cut
up?
yourself
Just
and
get-
show
You know
up
what?
in Brooklyn.
Just get shot.
I'm going to do that.
Can you do Facebook?
They have
Live
that
on
show, Sex Sent Me to the Emergency Room. I'm going to make
Vincent
sure
beat you
something
up.
happens
Go
and I'm
ahead.
going to go to Woodhull.
Aren't they good, Frank?
Sex-wise?
There is a TV show on. It's called
there
Sex Sent Me
really?
to the
Have
ER.
you seen that one?
No.
I think Terry
Do you have a
Wheelie and
TV?
Carrie
Do you have a
run
TV?
it.
And I am going to do something.
Why does it have to go?
That's the name of the
sex
show.
thing? I know the show.
He's very sexed up, Frank, all the time. He really is.
You heard about Joe's Beth and the bondage thing. You had to do the same
Well, I wasn't going to bring
Wait,
that
no,
up.
wait, hold on,
That was
hold
just
on.
about ropes and stuff. It really was.
We're ending the show. Somebody just tuned in and they go, Joe's back in the bondage thing.
That was only about ropes and pulleys and stuff. That
Right.
had to do with sex.
They're
We were talking about
rewinding
mountain
right now.
climbing. We're talking about mountain climbing.
Like,
Joe's
man,
Beth.
How do we get held of Joe's Beth?
You're gonna disappoint a lot of people.
Speaking of
now.
bondage, you had to see this guy. We had a picture of him. They were on some show. He was like almost mauling this girl. She wouldn't let, trying to get away from.
Yeah, he was like a lion
You know
on a
what?
piece
Fake
of meat.
news. It was fake news, Patty.
It was the only
I
show
was
that
at
came.
the show.
It was the only comedy show that came into a restraining order.
Claudia was in in danger. I had to protect.
Are you
were
going to come
going
to
in
one of
and
our
in, though.
shows?
Eventually, yeah.
You almost came to the last one, right? No,
She's going to pick and see who's on the show before she commits.
Listen, I
almost
definitely
came to
would
the
like
last
to
one.
have both of you back on the show.
Yes.
You guys
Yeah,
are
this
great.
is fun.
But since Pat has no say in who the
was a
guests
lot
are,
of
it
fun.
doesn't-
You guys are really cool.
Please come to one of our comedy shows.
I sounded bored.
I love comedy shows.
All right,
Absolutely
and
love
we'll plug your,
Well-
your films when they come out,
it. Okay.
and we'll talk Turkey about a Laugh to Save Lives documentary,
Yes.
and I think that's it.
Absolutely.
Anybody?
Just show up in a timely manner like you did this week and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
All right.
very nice
Just
to meet you.
invite him a week in
Nice to meet you.
We are doing a rerun next week,
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Joseph, very nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
and we're doing a Christmas show the week after. Right now, we're gonna get
Leather
some goodies. We're
gloves.
hooding.
We're slapping
Yeah,
we're hooding.
hands.
To the Master Penguin
Popcorn
Diner.
peanuts.
Good night. We're hooding
We're
there
working the
tonight.
stands.
We're going over to the hospital.
Pink cotton candy.
Everybody's staying
Stick.
kind.
Chasing the beer. The trick of the lips. Play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball. Take off the caps. Time for the song.